unit probability. So the weightage of the unit is 15 marks, 2 short questions and 1 long questions, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 7, 15 marks. The weightage of this unit is 15 marks. So first, probability is discussed. In this unit we are discussing about chance. So according to the chance, how much it will occur, it doesn't occur. So we are giving the number to the situation. First, experimental, random experiment. Experimental. So while we are doing an experiment, we don't know the results, and we don't know the exact outcome what it will come. But in random experiment, we know all the possible outcomes. Okay, we know all the possible outcomes. We don't know the exact outcome which present. For example, if we are tossing a coin, either head or tail will come. One of them will come, but we don't know exactly what it will come. Okay, this is random experiment. So random experiment means we know all the possible before, but we don't know the exact outcome what will come, what it does. Okay, for example, we are rolling a die. If we are rolling a die, what are the choices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 are the choices. 1 to 6. All these are choices. But while we are rolling a die, we don't know exactly what it comes. So, for example, if we rolled, so it came 5. For example, it comes up 5. Second time I want to roll. So, what it will get exactly 5? We don't know. So, other than 5, we can't say. So, random experiment is nothing but we must know all the possible outcomes, but we don't know the exact outcome. So, this is a hand, 5 fingers, select one finger. So, you are selected one of the finger in my hand. What it is? Okay, we don't know. We know. So, you selected out of these 5 fingers one of them, but we can't say exactly what it will do. Okay, so there are 12 months. So, January to December. So, among these 12 months, one of the month you born. Okay, but I don't know exactly which month you born. So this is also random experiment. Random experiment means all the possible outcomes are known, but we don't know the exact outcome. So random experiments. In an experiment, if all the possible outcomes are known before and we can't say the exact outcome, such experiment is called random experiment. So such experiment is called a random experiment. So whether tomorrow rain, we don't know whether it rains or not. So that is also raining tomorrow is also random experiment. Okay. So whether you are coming to school or somewhere, so that is also random experiment. We can't say. So example, one of the example, tossing a coin. Second, rolling a die. So next, selecting a month. In a year. So many examples. Okay, so these are some of the examples. So random experiment. Next, sample space. So if we are collecting all the possibilities, then it is called a sample space. So the collection of all possible outcomes are called sample space. So for tossing a coin, what is the sample space? Head and tail. So for rolling a die, what are the sample space? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Selecting a one thing here, this is also random experiment. So for this we have sample space January, February, March up to December. So this is the sample space. Sample space is nothing but collecting all the possibilities are called a sample space. Okay, example for tossing a coin, sample space, it is denoted with generally S equal to H comma T, head and tail. Okay, example 2 for rolling a die, sample space for rolling a die, sample space S equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the sample space. For selecting a month area, January, February, March up to December, it is a sample space. Next, elementary events. So here I am taking collection of all possible outcomes, H tail. So this is together is called sample space, alone is called elementary event. So while we are rolling a die, while we are tossing a coin, what are the outcomes? Head, tail. Head itself elementary event, tail is also itself elementary events. So head and tail are called elementary events. So all the possible outcomes are called elementary events. So here we are not collecting one. So here the collection, if we take all together, it is called sample space. Alone, if we are taking, those are elementary events. So example, H comma T are elementary events of tossing a coin. Second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are elementary events. Of rolling a die. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are elementary events of when rolling a die. Okay, so these are the elementary events. Next, events. So let us consider E. Let I am taking E. Subset are equal to S. If we are taking any collection, so collection of all possible outcomes is called sample space. In sample space, if we are picking some of them, then it is called a sample space. Let E subset are equal to S, then E is called event. E is called event. Elementary event means we are taking alone, one by one. If we are collecting some, not all. If we are collecting all sample space, if we collecting some of them, then it is called an event. So, example, getting even number when a die is rolled, which means, so if we are rolling a die, the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Among these, 2, 4, 6 are even numbers. If either 2 will turn up or 4 or 6, whatever it comes, so it will be succeed. So it is called event. Okay, next. So we have already learned. So less likely event, more likely event, equally likely event, less likely event. If the probabilities of outcome is less, choices are less, then it is called less likely event. If the occurrence of an event is more, then it is called more likely event. The probabilities are more likely event. The probabilities are less likely event. Okay, next, before equally likely event, so what is a certain event, what is impossible event? So why we are tossing a coin, why we are rolling a die, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the possible outcomes. If a person certainly asked to choose, but certainly choose the number 10, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the person choose 10. So how many times it can roll, even though 10 won't be get. So 10 won't be occurred. So that's why getting 10 is impossible event while rolling a die. So impossible event is nothing but the occurrence is not possible. So impossible event. If the occurrence of an event is not possible, then such event is called impossible event. Okay, so it is not possible, so occurrence is not possible, then it is called impossible event. Certain event, the occurrence of an event is certain, definitely it will occur, then it is called a certain event. The occurrence of an event is certain, then the event is called certain or sure event. Certain or sure event. So, for example, a person is rolling tossing a coin. If the person is asked me to choose, so I picked head and tail both. So how many times he tosses, even though I will win, because either it turns up head or tail. So either it appear head or tail, I will win. So automatically this is called certain event. So sample space is called certain event. Sample space is also one of the event. This is called certain event. Empty. So empty set pi is called impossible event. So impossible event is pi, null set is impossible event, and S is called certain event. Okay, next. Equally likely events. Equally likely events. If the choices of occurrences of two or more events, the choices of occurrences of two or more events are equal, then it is called equally likely events. So simply all the events having equal number of choices, then it is called equally likely event. For example, I am taking A 1, 2, 3, choices 1, 2, 3, B 2, 4, 6, C 1, 4, 5. So how many choices for A? 3. Choices for B? 3. Choices for B? Also 3. So the number of choices for A is equal to number of choices of B equal to number of choices of C. So these three are equally likely. N of A equal to N of B equal to N of C. So therefore A comma B comma C are equally likely. Next is mutually exclusive events. So mutually exclusive events is nothing but I am taking two or more events. If the occurrences of one event prevent the occurrences of remaining events. Okay, the occurrence of one event. If one event will occur, the remaining won't occur. Remaining won't happen. Then such events are called mutually likely, mutually exclusive events. So the occurrence of one event prevents the occurrences of remaining events. Then such events are called mutually exclusive events. Okay, so the occurrence of one event prevents the occurrences. One will come, remaining won't come. Simply. So I am taking A 1, 2. So if A will come, B won't come. So other than 1, 2, 3, 5. So I want to take C. So if C will come, A and B won't come. So already A 1, 2, 3, 5 already happened. So already existed. If we take 1, 2, 3, 5 any one, so some other will also win. So other than this, I want to take 6. So A win automatically, B and C lose. B win, A and C lose. C win, A and B also lose. So one will win, automatically remaining will lose. So A intersection B equal to pi, B intersection C equal to pi, C intersection A equal to pi. So if the intersection of all the any two will be different, so this is mutually exclusive events. So if one will win, remaining all will lose. So the occurrence of one event, one will come, prevents, it will stop the occurrences of remaining events. So it is called mutually exclusive events. Next, exhaustive events. So exhaustive events is nothing but if we are taking a sample space, if we are taking two or more events, if all the two or more events collectively we will get sample space, then it is called exhaustive events. Okay, so for example, I am taking a father having two or more sons. Okay, a father willing to distribute his property to his sons. So the property of father is belong to at least one of the son or one of his daughter, son or daughter, whatever. Okay, the property. So all the property of sons and daughters together is called property of the parent. So this is called exhaustive events. So if we are taking sample space, let us consider sample space S equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be distributed between. You may distribute to each different individuals or else collectively. So if I am taking A equal to 1, 2, 3, B equal to 4, 5, C equal to 3, 4, 6. So if we are collecting all this, A union B union C equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we collect all this, we will get 1 to 6. So it is equal to yes. So then it is called exhaustive events. So if we take A comma B comma C are three events. Every element in S should be distributed to at least one of the events A comma B comma C. Then A comma B comma C are exhaustive events. Okay, so this is the parent property. It will be distributed to their next generation. So means daughters or sons. If collected of these properties of daughters and sons after distributed, so is equal to the first property. Okay, parent property. So simply this is exhaustive events. Okay, if you are taking S equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, each and everything should be distributed. If I am not taking 6 here, so the union is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 simply, so it is not an exhaustive